Leo Cannon here from Fiction Atlas Press, bringing you another Indie Connection. Today I'd like to tell you about some indie books that you might enjoy if you're a fan of Shipped by Angie Hockman. The first book I have for you is called Flirting with the Enemy by Gia Stevens. All is fair in love and promotions until you flirt with the enemy. Seth Taylor is a thorn in my side. I can't stand his cocky smirk, know-it-all demeanor, but most of all, I can't stand those ridiculous bow ties he wears. But the number one reason I hate him? He's applying for my promotion. Well, it's not mine yet, but he's certainly ruined my shoe-in chance. When we're told interviews will be held during a conference in Colorado, I pray our hotel rooms are on different floors. Of course, things never go according to plan. A failed connecting flight, a road trip, and a blizzard force us to seek refuge in an isolated roadside motel in the mountains. When my only option is to share a room with Seth, I'm expecting the bow tie wearing, clean-cut, black rimmed glasses Seth. Not this guy standing in front of me wearing only gray sweatpants that hang dangerously low on his hips and a cocky grin. Maybe it's the high altitude, or perhaps it's Seth who's causing this lightheadedness. Because when a game of 20 questions turns naughty, it doesn't take long for the burning rage to turn into fiery passion. All I know, the longer we stay here, lines blur and feelings become real. The second book I have for you is called Work With Me by Michelle McCraw. She's built a firewall around her heart. He's determined to crack the code. I walk into the most important meeting of my life, the one that's going to make or break my career, and he's here. The sexy charmer I met in the hailstorm outside. The guy so temptingly tasty I forgot myself. Forgot I didn't do things like that and asked him out. The worst part? He turned me down. And now he's here in my meeting. He's not charming. He's cranked off because of me. Well, guess what? It's not the first time I've made a tech bro cranky. Just because I wear skirts doesn't mean I'm going to let them think I'm any less of a programmer than they are. And no matter how smart he is, I'm going to show him who's the boss. It's me. And there's no way I'm going to fall for his player ways again. Not when he sends me hilarious apology gifts, not when I teach him to two-step, and certainly not when he kisses me under the stars. Oops. The third book I have for you is called The Real Deal by Amelia Hall. Piper Anderson has just landed the biggest listing of her real estate career, and she's about to become partners with her biggest rival. Piper has spent years working toward this moment, a high-end listing that will send her sister back to school, the least Leighton deserves after dropping out to take care of Piper when she got sick. Everything is looking up, except for one tiny detail. That high-end property, the biggest listing of her entire career, Piper has to co-list with Aiden Miller, the insufferable, unbearable, infuriating hottie who stole her first client. On the plus side, Piper isn't as naive as she was 2 years ago. She and Aiden might have to work together, but she plans to make it clear that she's in charge. This time, she's going to come out on top. Because this time, she won't make the mistake of falling for the douchebag who stole her listing, and her heart. And the last book I have for you is called The Next Worst Thing by Sarah Jane Woodley. I'm just trying to get through this week alive. I didn't ask to organize this wedding, and I certainly didn't ask for the world's worst best man as an assistant. But my brother is marrying the love of his life, and I'll stop at nothing to give him a perfect wedding day, and get our families in some much-needed publicity in the process. Which means playing nice with James Weston. My brother's best friend and I have been feuding for as long as I can remember. We don't like each other, plain and simple. Or is it? Is it possible that James isn't the monster I've always thought him to be? And why does he keep showing up to save me right when I need him? Not that I'd ever admit it. Falling for James is not on my carefully color-coordinated agenda. Too bad nothing seems to go according to plan when James Weston is around. Okay, that's all for me this week. I'll see you next week on Indie Connection. Bye!